All right, y'all. What's going on? It is Black Balloon, and I'm coming back with another video, so y'all already know what's going on. All right, look. So in the last video that I posted about Big Gip and witchcraft and drill music and all that good stuff, I told someone in the comments that I would talk about the recent concert with GloRilla, a little bit about Ja Morant, and kind of revisit the topic about the Memphis Rite and how it basically relates back to Egypt, right? So that part I'll do in a little bit after we talk about the GloRilla concert, right? So the first thing I noticed when I just looked for a regular article about the GloRilla concert, the first thing I noticed was that the venue to locals was known as the Death Trap. Now, I had no plans on talking about this concert. It just kind of, it was kind of just news to me until someone asked me to talk about it, like I just said. And then when I looked at this article, it kind of gave me the sense and the feeling of like that Astroworld event from Travis Scott. Y'all know when Travis Scott had that show and basically I think about 10 people died. And they say it could have been more than that, but to the media, they put out that 10 people, died of basically accidental suffocation. It instantly made me think of that concert. Now, that was a little bit less than 2 years ago, or it was right at about 2 years ago. It was in 2021, if I'm not mistaken, right? I found this ticket to be weirdly placed right here. Like, how did they get this perfect, grungy, dirty looking ticket right here? It seems a little weird. So when I was reading this article, I was like, it's not much here except for the fact that on March 6, 2023, they announced that the third woman died at her concert. Now, you might not think nothing is weird about this, right? Until you really look at what they're telling you that happened. 3 women. Now, it's already enough that the third woman died on March 6th. Not March 5th, not March 4th, but March 6th. Catch that number. Third month of the year, 6th day of the month. And the third woman to die. That gives us the 3-6, just like 3-6 Mafia, just like the 3 and the 6 being basically connected to just about every ritual there has ever been in life. You can find a 3 and a 6 when someone ritualistically dies that has something to do with sacrifice, basically. Now, the other thing about this is GloRilla is a woman, right? And 3 women died at the concert. Not one man and 2 women, or not, one woman and 2 dudes. It just happened to be 3 women to die at a lady rapper concert, a female rapper at her concert. Doesn't that seem a little bit like, that it seems a little ritualistic, if you get what I'm trying to say? Now, some people are going to be like, all right, what is it? What are you even talking about? What are you trying to say here? But you have to look at it. Sometimes these kind of things, like I said, you may not see much there. But for someone who constantly goes into these kind of rituals and looks at this stuff all the time, this is enough right here. 3 women. Like, it just had to be 3 women at her concert. I guarantee you, if this was a male rapper's concert, it wouldn't have been 3 women in the headline. I put it on my life. I put it on everything. If it wasn't GloRilla's concert, it would not have been 3 women. It lets you know that this was a ritual. That is why it was 3 women dead. The third on March 6th. It gathers more energy from the ritual. It pulls at women's heart. I mean, it'll pull at anyone who has a heart, because 3 women died from something that didn't have to happen. Basically, they got suffocated. People were saying they were feeling the air, like, basically come out of their chest. They were gasping. They couldn't breathe. There's so many people pushing, stepping on people. You can't breathe. So imagine what it feels like to be around thousands of people sucking up the same air, and you literally cannot breathe. You can't do anything about it. You just start to suffocate, pass out. No air gets to your brain. You get all kind of brain damage. Who knows? Who knows what happens in your body? And it's something you just can't fight. Now, the report was that there was a stampede. The stampede was from a false report of gunfire. See? False reports of gunfire, right? That's what got everybody going. So it almost makes it seem like who the hell would falsely report hearing gunshots? It seems weird, right? So 7 other people were also injured. There was no evidence to support a shooting that had occurred either, according to the article. Now, next, that makes this even more ritualistic is the fact that, look at this. Every single time, y'all, we either get a 3 and a 6 or we get the 33. Right here, boom. They made sure to start this article off with the first woman that died, Rhondasia Belton, 33, is one of the women who died following the crowd rush. 2 35-year-old women, Brandy Miller and Asia Stevens, also died in the melee. 33 years old. And if you're not paying attention, if you're not just realizing how they put this stuff out, why wouldn't they talk about the 2 35-year-old women died? Maybe you could say because one of the 35-year-old women died on Wednesday, so they were maybe waiting, to see what the final death count would be. But it's very odd that this one right here, Rhondasia Belton, 33 years old, this just had to be in this article. But by now, I mean, what do I have to say? What do I have to say? By now, y'all already know. Y'all already know what this 33 is. I think every single video I do has the number 33 in it. And it's not because of me. It's because of what we're actually talking about and researching. And just, y'all know how this industry, gives it to you. It's right there. It's right there. She just had to be 33, She just, why couldn't she be any other age? Just had to be 33. Maybe I'm tripping, man. If I'm tripping, if I'm paying attention to this stuff too much, y'all let me know in the comments if I need to chill. Y'all let me know. And then GloRilla sent the worst tweet she could have possibly sent, saying, "I'm just now hearing about what happened. WTF. Late Sunday night after it happened." Guess what happens on Sundays? Sundays, sun worship. They love to sacrifice on Sundays. I've told y'all that 40 times by now. I think I just talked about it a few videos ago because it relates to like everything I do. So every now and then I'll just repeat, how many celebrities were sacrificed on Sundays. Actually, I need to put the video together. I need to do a specific video on how many celebs have been sacrificed on Sundays. And these aren't celebrities, obviously, the people that died in the crowd, but still, it still goes to the ritual. And I just feel like she wrote the worst thing, saying she's just now hearing about what happened, praying everybody is okay. When, to me, I think she already knew. All right, y'all. Now, in this part of the video, we're going to go into the occult connections to the word Memphis and the city of Memphis in itself. Now, what made me get to this part in the video I did about Dolph, remember this was, I'm circling back around to this topic from a request, okay? So y'all don't, think I'm just talking about the same things. And basically how a lot of stuff has been going on in Memphis lately. How you got, remember when I did a 3-6 Mafia video, how, Gangsta Boo was a supposed overdose. Big Scar was an overdose. That was all basically within 6 or 7 days of each other. You know, and there's just been a lot of dark stuff going on around and coming from the city of Memphis. Then you get the whole GloRilla thing. So, you know, it's basically a lot of occult stuff that's going on that comes from there. I decided to just go back and kind of give y'all the connections to the city of Memphis itself and explain why the occult runs deep in Memphis, right? So when I had did that Dolph video, what even made me get to this point of the research was the fact that, but the same day he died, 3 other people died within 6 hours of Dolph dying. Now, if you remember, Dolph died at the age of 36 years old. So you got a lot of occult numerology just the day that he died. And not saying that those 3 murders were like connected to Dolph, but it just goes to show you, you know, the occult trail that's basically within the city. And this goes all the way back even before 3-6 Mafia. You know, watch the 3-6 Mafia video where Kustanika talk about when they just, you know, they were downtown and they just ended up in some occult lodge, ended up, you know, seeing dudes in robes, doing all of this crazy stuff. There's, you know, there's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of lodges in Memphis, especially the Rite of Memphis and all of this Egyptian Freemasonry stuff that we're going to get into. It exists to this day in Memphis, and it's been there. So, you know, it lets you know it runs deep in the city of Memphis, and there's a reason for it. So that was what made me get to the whole, you know, Rite of Memphis Freemason, which is basically kind of like a subset of Egyptian Freemasonry. You know, it's kind of like the same thing in a sense, right? I had found this article. This article was from the video that I did in the Dolph video. And it talked about the creator of Egyptian Freemasonry of the Egyptian Rite. And his name was Count Alexander of Cagliostro. He was 1749 to 1796 is when he died. And it says that he must not be identified with the mystifier Giuseppe Balsamo. So basically what they're trying to say is that this guy, he was basically recruited by these people, I'm not going to say their name, personify and to throw dirt on the true count of Alexander, who actually started Egyptian Freemasonry of the Egyptian Rite. Says, so, and y'all already know how these people, once again, like to work. I'll put the picture on the text on the screen. They like to infiltrate everything. Now you have to remember, all Freemasons report back to the Black Pope. We've talked about who the Black Pope is. The Black Pope is the supreme general of the J words. I'm just not going to say that in this video. I don't want to get it flagged. So that's why all Freemasonry reports back to him. So, you know, they infiltrate everything. It doesn't matter what it is. You know, I got 2 videos on them on this channel. So, you know, y'all can go check those out. It says Alexander of Cagliostro was initiated to the secrets of the Egyptian Freemasonry. Mysterious master Althothus in 1776, which was basically the same year of the Illuminati order. And it says, few know that the summit of the Illuminati order was constituted by 6 members. 4 members were known: Westhop, Von Neige, Geith, Herder, and 2 were secrets, Franklin and Cagliostro. It affects a secret connection existed between the Illuminati order of Westhop and the Egyptian Freemasonry of Cagliostro that was officially founded in 1785. It basically connects back to Memphis because Memphis was the first capital of ancient Egypt. Okay? Now, basically, Memphis here in the United States is kind of like a complete replica of the original, you know, Memphis, Egypt. That's why it sits on the Mississippi River, which is, I think, the 2nd largest river in the United States. And Egypt sat on the Nile River. So it's literally an exact replica of Memphis, Egypt. And in a nutshell, Freemasonry is all Egyptian knowledge. It's nothing new. It was stolen from Egypt. It's nothing new. The knowledge of it was created long ago, back in the 1700s. And to have that knowledge of being an Egyptian Freemasonry and the magic that they did with the the initiations, it was kind of completely different from being a regular Freemason. So that is where the occult connections come from with the city of Memphis, and why it's basically connected deeply to the occult, why things go on there the way that it does. Because if you think about it, from the music industry, down to someone who might be a regular Freemason, Memphis is kind of considered a very, dark place. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff that goes on there, just like any other city, like where I'm from in Atlanta, LA, certain cities are just dark. They have dark vibes about them, a lot of demonic energy, a lot of murder, a lot of hate, a lot of lust. And it's not to say that these places don't have, attractive sides to them, or, beautiful life there, because I'm sure there are places that are great in Memphis, but the entire, the feel, the energy of most of these places is dark. You know what I'm saying? And it comes from occult practices that go on in these cities that most people don't know about. You see what I'm saying? So it says, why was ancient Egypt called Memphis? Memphis was known as the White Wall, most probably referring to the palace of the king, which was built with whitewashed bricks until the 26th century BC. The latest name of Memphis is a Greek translation of the Egyptian Menepher, which is the name of a nearby pyramid built in the 6th dynasty. And that's also why in Memphis there's that pyramid. That's basically an outdoor shop that has the bass little symbol on the pyramid. And you remember the guys that killed Dolph in that video, they had on those Bass Pro hats, those Bass Pro Shop hats. And that kind of went viral at the time, because it was like, all right, that's the original photo that made all of this stuff kind of go viral with the occult. It's like, damn, these dudes had on the Bass Pro hat, and then that big pyramid is basically the outdoor Bass Pro Shop. So it's like people were just connecting it back and forth, like this must be something that's ritualistic, because this is no way that this happens by chance, So that's kind of how all of this stuff started about Memphis. This part of this video is just me trying to revisit the topic and wrap it all up, as clean as I can, as simple as I can. So actually where the word Memphis come from. It comes from ancient Egypt. It comes from Egyptian Freemasonry. And, I guess that's just kind of like a little bit of history about the word and the city of Memphis and what it actually represents. Where in America, everything is hidden through symbols, terms that most people still to this day don't even know about. But that's literally what this country is made up of. The people who founded it were Freemasons. So everything here is made up of symbols, numbers, and things you don't even know what you're looking at half the time. But that's literally the foundation of this country. It's all a trick. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. And even GloRilla with that picture having the one eye, covering the one eye, basically doing symbolism of the eye of Horus. That's all that is. That's all that is. Of course, it's showing that she's participating. She's now, she's sort of been initiated. She has, probably sold her soul and doing things that she has to do. She's promoting the symbolism. At the end of the day, just like I just said, this entire country is built on symbolism, lies, Freemasonry, tricks, deception. So even what she's doing is a deception, because most people think that when someone puts the finger over their mouth or they cover in their mouth, that it means to hold the secrets. But at the end of the day, it's her covering one eye and her covering her mouth is like a double promotion of the eye of Horus and the god Horus. That's all it is. It's literally like double promotion of him. And it all goes back to ancient Egypt. Horus is the ancient Egyptian god. That is the symbolism that's being promoted. There's a lot of pictures of Horus with his finger over his mouth. That's why I say it's basically a double promotion of the ancient Egyptian god horse, and they use the artists to promote that symbolism. So that's why it all goes back to ancient Egypt. Everything we're talking about, it goes back to ancient Egypt. It's pretty simple. And they just use them to promote this symbolism. So I got another video where I'm gonna go into more of the symbolism behind Freemasonry and all that good stuff and what some of this stuff actually really means. But we'll get into that into the next video. So y'all already know what's going on, man. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up right here, since this is a topic we kind of already did before, just bringing it back around. I hope y'all enjoyed that video. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. And if I missed anything, or if y'all know, other stuff that I didn't quite present in this video, let me know. And with that being said, it's Black Balloon, and I'm gonna see y'all soon. I'm out.